I had a call from London, England a couple months ago, and it was a writer from a newspaper, from The Guardian. It is very flattering when a newspaper reaches out to me to ask my opinion about something. And in recent years, those opinions have all been related to domestic tasks. So this article for The Guardian was about caring for your clothes, and I found it very interesting that the writer was surprised when I told her about my main way of keeping brights or whites very bright, very white, and keeping darks, black things, black garments, dark. These are both garments that have been washed many, many, many times. I've had them for years, and they're very dark. And my white hoodie and my white t-shirt is very white. Well, the main technique or method, which is something that most people have heard about before, is separating your laundry. And she knew about that. But when I told her why, she was surprised. Because her assumption, probably like many people, is that you separate your laundry because of the dye that can run between the clothes. And that is true for clothes that are fairly new, where the dye is still running. But that is not the only reason you separate your clothes, and that is not the main reason why you should separate your clothes. The main reason why you separate your clothes, even after they've been washed many, many, many times, is because of something else. And before I reveal what that is, I'm going to show you something. So here's some paper that I made years ago, okay? And I made this over the course of about a year with the intention of creating like a contemporary art piece. I was going to mount these beautiful pieces of handmade paper to a large sheet, and then I was going to frame it all and put it in the living room. This was my contemporary art. And I had so much fun making this paper. Look at the beautiful different shades. So I got a paper screen, and then I made the paper pulp. So look at this. Beautiful different shades. All of this is dryer lint. This is lint that I collected over the course of a year, gathered it up, separated it, mixed it with water, blended it together with an immersion blender, poured it into a paper screen, let the water drain out, pressed it, and then ironed it. So it's pure like rag fiber. But look at the difference between this color and this color. This is lint that was collected from me washing my darks. This is lint collected from me washing my lights/whites, okay? Today, I washed my flannel sheets that are on the bed, and I washed the mattress cover that was underneath it. This was the lint that came out of the dryer. And there, because I have a down comforter and a down feather bed, there are some little feathers in here. But I want you to imagine what would happen if I took my really nice black, it's a 6 or 7 year old long sleeve shirt, right? And I took this and just rubbed it all over here. Now imagine what would happen if I just took this and put them in the dryer together, and this sort of dissolved, what this would look like. Now imagine this simply being thrown into the washer and dryer with those flannel sheets. It's the same thing. And that is the main reason why you should, if you care about maintaining whites and brights and darks, keeping them looking the way they look when you buy them, that's the main reason why you should separate them, because there is a big difference between this lint and this lint, and they get mixing them together, they go onto your clothes. I mean, most of the clothes that I have, not the long johns. The long johns are synthetic, but most of my clothes are natural fibers. The ones that aren't, they still shed. There's still stuff that comes off of the cloth when it's being washed and dried. And those tiny particles are being redistributed in both machines, both in the washer and both in the dryer. And it's not just the dye that's going to affect the look of this white. It is those tiny fibers transferring to the cloth. Now, it is a pain. It is much more work to separate your clothing. If you want to do it and you're willing to start and you don't want to do a lot of work, just make 2 piles. Make a light pile and a dark pile. That's kind of the bare minimum, rather than throwing everything in together willy-nilly whenever you want. Keep the lights separate and the darks separate. If you want to go a step further, make 3 piles. Whites, based on how much whites you have. If you have white things and you really like them to be white, keep the whites separate. Then have lights, like things that are gray or things that are striped, and then darks. If you want to go higher than that, you have whites, lights, brights, like things that are like a bright, like these trousers, brights, and darks. And you can keep going further. You can have you can wash a load that's just black things so that they stay black. That is, you could take it really far. You can wash things that are just red, because even in the lint, I mean, look at this. You can see little bits of red. That red came from a garment. So it means that if I washed something black with this load, there would be red fibers on the black clothing. It was very interesting and revealing to hear the surprise in this writer's voice from this revelation. And that made me think, I should share this. I should share in a very visual way the importance of separating your clothes because of the lint and thinking about the lint. So there you go. If I can help you make your whites whiter and your darks darker and your brights brighter, I will have done my job properly. You're welcome.